Greetings, what is up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is shining in glorious England right now, and the Magpie is casting. I meet you guys right. The live 1 vs 1 feature spawning in the west is going to be Wehrmacht forces of Nightcloudtm. And spawning in the east will be the US forces of Kolter. Here's going to be Kolter. Again, I think if you're not familiar with this map by now, and you like Company View, then you suffer from neurological conditions, or just never will be familiar with this map, because yeah, it's been in the game since release. Still money, one of my favourite maps to watch. It's got a nice mix of terrain, and it's got a vaguely cerebral, which means that positioning and battles tend to be quite engaging and interesting to watch. So I do quite like this. I'm still a bit on the fence about this church being here and here. They're just so good, but I guess that they're there to act, and Axis forces in general are helping the game with the MG42 being garrisoned within. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about these two players, Cloud and Kolter. Both of them completely new to me, never cast before, so no idea what to expect. This game, though, was the top-ranked game in the live game, so these two guys apparently having the highest MMR matchmaking rating, if you like, on the ladder. So I'll make good stuff from these guys. Let's just, only coming up to the 2-minute mark, but I mean, let's pay some attention here as we'll scuffle developing here. Let's pay some attention to the composition here. Looks like it's gone a Grenadier into Marksman. Now he's getting a second squad of Grenadiers. For Kolter, seems like 2 squads of Riflemen and a squad of Rear Echelons to his initial squad of Rear Echelons. Now, pardon me. Now, let's see. Taking a look at the commanders here, looks like we've got Mobile Defense Doctrine, Lightning Warrior, and Mechanized Assault Doctrine. These three probably the most and possibly arguably best commanders of Wehrmacht at the moment. So Nightcloud's roster here making a lot of sense to me, if predictable and boring. And for Kolter, yeah, pretty much the 3 most common and best commanders as well. So we've got the Heavy Cav Pershing Commander, we've got the Fort Calliope Commander, and we've got the Rifle Company Easy 8 Commander. So all pretty standard stuff insofar as the commander is uh-oh, this rifleman, sorry, this marksman here getting caught out in negative cover with a squad of rifles. Looks like Nightcloud going to see that one pretty early and gets a fallback, actually getting him out of there unscathed. Those riflemen unable to find a hit on the German marksman with their guy around. Right, Grenadier is going to be coming out here for Nightcloud. Kolter coming up to 3rd squad of riflemen, probably see him go for that here shortly. Pause for a sip on my tea. Twinings English breakfast. That is the de facto casting in the morning tea. I'm just gonna go out there. Stephen Fry will agree with me. It's the way to cast early in the morning, which this is relatively early. Looks like these overwhelmed. Riflemen going to flank round to the rear echelons in a good building. Here's here going to support. That's kind of a little awkward positioning here. They probably want to run around to this side of the boxes, but they're not acting. So at the moment, that's that slight weirdness of positioning not having any effect. Here comes the marksman again. He's up to 4 kills, not too bad. Now 5, and he'll be vetting up quite against these American forces. Now looks like Lieutenant taken to the field just now. That's going to be the tech of it, and that's going to enable him to go for a utility car, which is being his next choice here. So he's going to be looking for a little bit of tactical flexibility, a little bit of speed and map presence with this utility car. And bear in mind, of course, that thing can also kind of plant mines and sword as well. So you know, it really is, you know, quite a bad army knife for the American forces. You know, it does a lot of interesting things, and I think the main reason he's grabbing it right now is something to use against this marksman. Remember, of course, the utility car, the machine gun on that does do bonus marksman. And of course it's fast enough to catch him. So actually, quite a spicy choice. Whoa, sorry, I just missed a squad wipe on some rear echelons. They've been down just here. Is that what happened? I was deep in my own thoughts and too busy monitoring the minimap and things like that. Anyway. Kolter here going to be making a quick dive here to grab the fuel point. That's very nice, and less tied on victory points right now, so nothing to write home about there. Here comes that utility wagon. Looks like he is actually getting armored skirts, right? So yeah, that thing more durable than it might ordinarily be. Although to be honest, these days everybody gets that upgrade. It's like I mean, yeah, it's 70 munitions, but what else are you going to be spending munitions on with Americans at this time in the game? So it's kind of always there. Yeah, it looks like the utility car here is going to reveal itself. Gets just coming in way too deep, and that's a real annoyance, because I feel like the main reason this unit's on the field right now is to deal with the speed. It's not going to deal with the sniper, so that's actually really annoying. Also, bear in mind, there's a 222 coming here for 92 comes. If the engine's not repaired on this, which it should be almost instantly, the crew can just hop out and use vehicle repair. But yeah, then this 222s can just come in and hoover it up. These grenadiers are close there, but now they're fine. That was a fine fallback. Marksman as well, going to GTFO. Whoa! Okay, this 222 forwards. Sorry, this utility car going to come forwards. Now here comes the 222, and how is this utility car going to survive this? I'm racking my brains here. This is going to have to use some sweet... Okay, here's the smoke. That's step 1. Step 2, have them in this building, perhaps. Okay, the first Zook connects with the 222, but his focus fire main gun gets destroyed. Second Zook's going to connect as well. There goes the utility cart, he says. Yep, they're trying to get this 222 out there. I mean, it probably will get zooked on the... Yeah, it's going to get zooked on the way out, so... Trading a 2... You know what, I actually can't remember off the top of my head how much a utility car is. 20 fuel. Okay, so more or less even there, then. We got mixed skirmishing going on all across the map. Down in the south here, Grenadier a little bit by riflemen. This will be a fight that the American unit will take. Up in the north, we got Grenadiers kind of getting just besieged down by a lieutenant. Left quite dangerous because he's got the BAR on that squad. He usually has a Tommy gun, but it looks like that model has been killed. Anyway, yeah, plenty of close range DPS against infantry available on that squad. So Kolter at the moment is marshalling the flanks. He's got a slight VP lead of 3 tickets, although that really is like not enough to be considered a proper lead. Whoa, these Pioneer. Nightcloud, don't be forgetting about these Pioneers. He's just getting hosed down. This is a Pioneer with a metal detector, and I feel like it's been forgotten about. There it is. Nightcloud finally going to get around to getting that guy out of there. And here we have the AA half-track. So, yep. Spicy going to be coming out onto the field, and this unit ever deadly for the Wehrmacht forces. It is like acid death to any infantry caught in the arc. And whoa, the rifle here. Oh, whoa, a flash fallback. That's so risky. If he loses this marksman, it is his own fault. Whoa. Whoa. If your marksman is here and this AA half-track rolls into down, you can't just fall it back. I really feel like he should have lost that almost. The amount of shit that marksman that didn't kill him. If you fall him back, he immediately decamos and so is a target. And like the AA half-track just does sit infantry, especially with the changes to the sniper target size in the most recent large patch. That's vulnerable when he's in full back mode to a unit like this. Far better, I say, to keep him on hold fire and just keep him like here, or just from cover to cover. You can go from here to here to here. Oh, is that not cover? Oh dear. Okay, well you can just go from here to here and then wait for the AA car to go, or you can go from, I don't know, go to here and then across the street. That's probably, yeah, you could make that. Anyway, whatever. All I'm saying is like in cover and hunkered down, because that way the AA vehicle doesn't know he's there and won't get any shots on him. So say I. As I take a sip on my tea, now you can see on the minimap actually quite a few units for the US player are still back at base doing their thing. There's a little window here where the map presence for the German player is pretty good. Most of his units actually out on the field right now. He's also adding a pack gun to the roster. Is this a 50 cal? Wow, a spicy 50 cal getting set up in this building here. That's really nice. Look at the control that's here. Da 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 da. That 50 cal just dackering on out this window here. So I think it's an underused. Pardon me, an underused unit for American forces, and 2 riflemen also running in here for a beautiful... Meanwhile, there's also a fight going on here in mid, some Grenadiers getting shattered by an AA half-track and a lieutenant. The riflemen in mid do get a Grenadiers. Now, there is another rifleman squad here. Okay, they're going to fall back too. So both players just exchanging blows here. I think these they are important, they are impactful, they are meaningful for the fate of this game. But I think that the 2 players are trading so evenly, the jeopardy, and I think that this game could continue to go on, you know, as long as we don't see any squad wipes. Having said that, these Grenadiers now kind of totally surrounded. There's a lieutenant hooned on at point blank range by an AA half track. There comes the fallback, and it should be just in time. Pack gun rolling up into the relevant area of the map can start perhaps, but the lieutenant for now gonna deflect it. The squishy weapons team, remember the received accuracy is like increased for weapons teams, so you never want to be with a BAR and a Tommy gun and 3 dudes with rifles. We'll ping down a pack gun pretty damn quickly. GR34 actually being added into the mix here for Nightcloud. This one, I think I like it. Risky because it'll die to the AA half-track if that AA half-track just gets in range and fires a burst at it. Like, that's it, gone. But put pressure on, whittle down his opponent's chief strength, his infantry, and look to even perhaps get some lucky squad wipes. You know, think twice about the timing of their fallbacks when there's mortar shells coming in. You might have to fall back a little bit earlier with a 2-man squad, or so I think it's a sweet choice. Nightcloud at the moment has a reasonable amount of manpower. Let's check the tech here quickly. So he's gone to Battle Phase 1, nice sign of Battle Phase 2. He's picked his Doctrine, so he is going to have access to that Tiger tank. He doesn't have to tech up anymore if he doesn't want to. If he thinks he can survive till the Tiger at 13 in this game, then that's a thing he can do, and I imagine we're going to see him do that. I mean, the way he's stacking his fuel says that that's probably the plan here. And I don't know. I think Wehrmacht, to be honest, have a really hard time using their tech tree. Like, the amount of times that I see Wehrmacht go to Tier 2 and Tier 3 and actually have it be positive for it's got to be like half the time, or maybe less than half. And when the payoff's that low, like it's no wonder everybody just tends to go for a complete game tech option of some variety, or some kind of tech, even if it's a Puma and a command tank. And that's kind of what everyone does, which is sort of sad. It does need like more work, basically, because I just think as it is, it's like who in their right mind would actually just go ahead and research Tier 3? It's just like it's still just not necessarily the units in there. It's just like the choice of going to tier 3. It's just too backbreaking, I think, for Wehrmacht forces. Anyway, this is kind of an aside. This is a little bit of abstraction what I'm talking about now, but I just thought I'd share my thoughts on Wehrmacht and their teching situation at the moment. I just still don't think that Relic have got it right, basically, is what I'm saying. Let's see now. We got a US mortar taking to the field. Very nice. The M1 81mm mortar going to be moving on out here, and that one is superior to the GR34. So it has a ridiculous rate of fire and also still beautiful accuracy. And it looks like it will be pointing at the Axis mortar. We're going to track this barrage. Keep an eye on the mini on elsewhere. But I'm just keeping my eye. I want to see how this barrage goes. I don't know. It looks like the American player going to pick up and move again. 34. Oh, getting some near misses on this captain here. And I've got to say, actually, Kolter, I have actually just become cognizant of this fact. Kolter actually has gone for lieutenant and captain. So, I don't know. Maybe he's going to go for rifleman commander? I don't know. That doesn't really make any sense. It's just an interesting thing to do. I really do like it. I think getting all of your tech options is really nice, and it lets the US just play to their strengths. If you have an unrestricted toolkit of captains have a sweet tool, no matter what the situation is, you always have a unit you can build that will look pretty good. So I like that. This lieutenant getting a bit ambing. Oh, the US mortar here getting plum hits on the German one. So that's going to force the GR34 back. There, rifle grenade coming into the building though. Lieutenant turbo weak. Looks like rifle grenade ineffective. Or moderately ineffective, and that's going to enable the American officer to GTFO. He's going to situation safely, and I feel like Nightcloud is just getting pushed back right now. Like, his map control has been waning slowly, and you can see his you know, a proper victory point lead now. 51 tickets has opened up between the two players. Kolter definitely taking the upper hand here. I like the way he's used his units. With the exception of the utility car, he's kept them mostly all alive, and a rear echelon squad. Oh no, as I say that, don't be losing the squad right in front of the camera here. There we go. He's actually managed the situation really well. I think he's played very well, and you know, this is a hard-earned advantage that he has, but he's right now like done really well to get this. He's going to have the triple cap. He's going to have double muni here shortly. If he can just poke forward and get his opponent's fuel, that would be really nice, and I think that's quite... Squad's falling back though, and for the US that does take a while. They're going to have to go all the way home, reinforce up to 5 men, come all the way back. So there is perhaps a window here where Nightcloud can get something done. Trek as well, just still pinging damage out. Up to 1-star vet on that. The mortar war continues, and an Ostwind. Wow, I did not see that coming for up to tier 2. He has got his support armor core, and he has an Ostwind coming. So that's interesting. AA half-track going to get turbo ballsy here. Comes through, catches an exposed GR34. The shell's doing much. Even the US mortar chipping in here. It's on such low health, but it will get out of there. If either of those infantry models would have died, that would have been, you know, the end of the vet. Annoying for Nightcloud to have to recrew that. Here comes the pack gun getting turbo close. These rear echelons just kind of nailing it down. I don't think this is the path he intended it to take. But in the south, a squad of pioneers are going to be decapping and grabbing a VP, and that is crucial right now. That's what Nightcloud needs to do to stay in this game. Here comes that Ostwind, though, and it turns out in the battle of the AA units, yeah, than an AA half-track, and I think Kolter here caught as off guard as that, almost as I was. I did not expect to see an Ostwind on the tab, but these rear echelons are in a building that's turbo weak, and mortar exfiltrate just now. Riskily deciding to stay around. They need to just fall back. Okay, there comes the fall back, and the building is going to be destroyed here. Ostwind going to chase a little bit. Cloud doesn't know what commander his opponent has taken, you know, and a lot of, well, okay, I say a lot of the good American commanders, like this American commander, Heavy Cav, lets you place mines with your rifleman, and so, you know, so does the utility car, but I think we would have seen those mines if they would have been placed. All it was to somehow, through some horrible scenario, lose this Ostwind right now. That would be terrible, and it is, right now, pretty much unsupported. Okay, here comes some support at last. But yeah, echelons and end up having his Ostwind, you know, something bad could have happened. I'm just saying. And you never want that to happen. That's like the one way that Nightcloud could have lost the game right there. Anyway, the mix here for Nightcloud, that makes a lot of sense. Major tech is here for Kolter, so he has access to all of the American units in the regular tech tree. He still hasn't chosen his commander, so he has that luxury moving forward. He has access to the Sherman, which is a very well-priced and very good medium tank. I kind of like going for the tactical support doctrine. Yeah, he's not really going to get the benefit out of the 1919. Said that. He doesn't actually have weapon racks, does he? Okay, so yeah, he would actually get the benefit out of the 1919s. That's a thing that he could do. But he'd also have the Calliope, and I think the Calliope is really good, like just really good. You don't have to bring it very far forward on the map to get it to get some damage in. Don't know what this Osprey was doing, just poking a little too far. Takes a shell from the AT gun here, but it's going to be alright. Yeah, the Calliope doesn't have to push that far out on the map to get a good barrage on these positions here. It would counter the pack gun, it would counter the mortar, it would make life really, really hard for the Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers, and the Pike. A sweet choice on this board, is what I'm saying. However, you know what, actually, he has the money. He could just get one, I think. What are they, 120 fuel, 130? Actually, no, off the top of my head, they might be 135, 140 tops, I would have thought, but, anyway, yeah. Oh no, the GR34 goes down. GR34 goes down. I believe that was just one mortar there, proving its supremacy over the GR34. Going to get a nice plumb sequence of hits, and we've seen it getting good hits on the GR34 throughout this game, finally finishing the job. And 2-star vet. Panzer Grenadiers, just 2 coming forwards. That is ambitious. Also as ambitious is these riflemen, sorry, these Grenadiers here. And they managed to wipe out an infantry unit? What the? Oh, that was the Panzer Grenadiers. They managed to get some riflemen? Oh my god, sorry guys, I am so not on point with capturing the squad wipes on the camera. Oh god, it's going to be the tech of choice here. Pack gun in a nice position, gonna deflect it, I think. Mortars are still hooning in. Faust manages to connect though, and there goes the engine on that Sherman. Gonna force it to limp back and probably repair 50 cal, finishing up on that unit just now. Osprey squad is so low! The Osprey is still firing shells in, and that was a lucky thing for Kolter. He gets out of there with those riflemen. But I mean, that was just down to that was in the lap of the gods, you know, that was just a or not. And he's gunner, so that is very lucky. This Oswin here, I'm amazed that it hasn't vetted up actually. It's still vet 0. But it's been doing really well. Now, Nightcloud also has been doing a moment of quiet here. He's managed to secure mid and north. He's managed to resecure his own munitions, and he never lost his fuel. So I think right now Nightcloud has managed to like pull this back. Actually, the Ostwind coming back and taking out the air was a good fuel unit kill, and I think his composition is actually being quite sweet. What is it called? Lightning War Doctrine has given him the Jaeger infantry upgrade across his Grenadiers. They're now kicking star, and I imagine this third squad here will shortly be at 3-star. He has the Panzer Grenadiers. They're a really good anti-infantry threat, and if he feels like he needs more AT, you know, he can save up for the Shreks on them, so he has that flex, which is a beautiful place to be. 2 with the Flamers, so, you know, that's a lot of DPS, anti-infantry DPS in the force. As the Sherman going to start eating into these Panzer Grenadiers, they are going to be forced back. They could have both died, but the Sherman, they're going to miss that one, so very lucky there from Nightcloud. But as I was just saying, you know, praising the composition here for Nightcloud, he's also managed to grab this GR34 back, so he's got the indirect fire piece firing away. This basic army that can take on, you know, a whole different variety of situations, so I like it a lot, but it is subject to being picked apart. All he has to do is lose a couple of squads, and then he starts being vulnerable to certain units. So. Anyway, now to the GR34. Wow, what a turnaround. 3 kills on that GR34. Must have gotten a plum shell. And that's really, really nice there for Nightcloud. He's actually going to turn the mortar around. Look, he's pushing so strong in the north. Stuff. And actually, here's the thing, right? If you look at the American army, which just lost, like, the lieutenant and the captain. What the hell? How can I just not capture a squad wipe to save my life? I am just busy covering things going on the battlefield and not capturing these squad wipes. Sorry, it's just, that's the way it is. That's the way it is today. And in a lot of my other casts, but mostly today. I'm saying, like, Kolter's like army here. Like, look, he's only got like 2 frontline infantry squads. Okay, and the rear echelons is 4. What the? Loses the Sherman to a pack gun? Oh god. I feel like Kolter just fell apart there. Like, utterly fell apart. Like, and then just GG'd. Like, oh, wow. I mean, let's just deconstruct this a little bit. Like, Kolter had been doing, you know, still 30 points ahead after the last phase of play, which was dominated by the Axis. You know, if this was in a tournament and there was genuine money on the line, we would not see him GG there. He's still got 2 rifleman squads. He's still got just picked his commander. Actually, he went for the heavy cav company. You know, he has like this army here is small. It is outgunned and outmanned, but it is functional, and you can fight defensively and this much game left to play. I mean, look at the scoreline. There was plenty of time left in that game, and like, you know, Kolter, I guess he just felt like losing that sequence of units. Like, from this point, I think that the odds, the percentage chance of a US win in this game are very low. But, wow, yeah, Kolter just sort of fell apart there, which is a shame, because I feel like he played a really good game. And you know what the other big shame is? Honestly, kind of, like, because I just didn't see the captain or the lieutenant go down. I think, like, I think that's the captain there, maybe? Yeah, I think that's the lieutenant, right? Because like, I think losing those 2 officers was like the key to, if he still has those 2 units, then he has so much pushing power, and the US force looks great. Without those 2 units, his army looks a little bit exposed, really. 2 weapons teams and an off, and like not much AT to speak of. Like, without those units, he's just not so great. So I mean, that's why he GG's. But I just wish I could have seen the captain go down. So I get the actual reason why Kolter is leaving this game. But anyway, Nightcloud here with a well-fought victory, and he's gonna be taking the win and moving up on the ladder here in this encounter. Thing to do. I guess I'd like to see more play from him. I thought he played very meticulously, very carefully this game. I didn't really see him make many grievous errors or anything like that. So yeah, I as well. Only, I mean, he needs to work on his GG timing. I think that this game was still alive. I think you can definitely still fight from here. So, and why not? You know, if you don't get used to fighting from behind, you'll never get any good at fighting from behind in any RTS. But if you don't practice it, you won't get good at it. And like the most satisfying wins generally are those where you thought that you were way behind and you managed to fight it back and take the win. I mean, you know, they're generally those are the ones where, you know, after the game you know, exhale and go, whew, man, I'm glad I was able to pull that one off. Damn, you know, those are the ones that feel like the satisfying, hard-won, awesome wins. And you've got to play for just, you know, as soon as you're not like ahead, you just kind of, you know, feel really flustered and end up GGing all the time, is my opinion. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I think this week I'm just going to be casting a little bit of Artifact Cup, so I will be casting some Homeworld Deserts of Karak action as well. And yeah, this for now is Magpie842 Mux signing out.